Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sunnyside Podcast. Today, I am joined by an absolute wizard in the world of AI and cybersecurity, Mr. Aaron Lax. Aaron, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. How about you, Finn? You doing all right?
I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well. Thank you for coming on today. How's your day going so far?
It's been busy. I'm staying busy nowadays. I work about 12 hours a day usually, so I stay going. Yeah.
Well, absolutely.
How about yourself? You staying busy?
Yeah, of course. 12 hours a
Good.
day, probably about right for me as well. So, Aaron, I mean, you have an incredible background from the Department of Defence's to starting Singularity Systems. For the viewers and the listeners, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your story, and kind of what your company is building?
Sure. All right, so let me just start with the beginning. Hey, I began programming actually probably about 8 years old. I was
Wow.
developing basic little cars driving across the screen when I was in that was 1990. So yeah, 1990 was when I started, and from there, I, of course, just became a nerd and got into all computers. I went to Tulane University to start with in New Orleans. At the time, it was ranked about 37th in the nation.
Wow.
I was at the School of Engineering for Computer Science. From there, I actually started a business and actually dropped out of school for a minute. Then had Hurricane Katrina come and knock me up to Arkansas, which that is where I finished school as a result of Hurricane Katrina.
Wow.
And that's where I graduated finally from college in 2009 from University of Arkansas at Little Rock. And then I went back down to New Orleans for a year. They didn't have any tech after 3 years after Katrina yet. So I was actually a career counselor for a college for a year while I was looking for jobs, and found a job up in Arkansas with the Supreme Court of Arkansas. And so from there, I became a system developer, a computer scientist, developed their court system in which they took it was originally an Oracle Forms application in which they took it and integrated into a website to where you can now do all your court transactions online as well as all lawyers can, etc. From there, I became a senior developer with the Supreme Court. I then took a turn and jumped into system administration. So I jumped off of computer science and went into the back end so I could learn all aspects of computing. I did that for multiple engineering firms. One of them did the border wall, the Army Corps of Engineers contract, so every dam in the United States, highways, interstates, everything basically. The Air Force One hangar doors, SpaceX launch pads. And so I secured that system. I maintained the security. I maintained the system for 2 years. And then the company got bought out by a larger company in which I became a server administrator for them. I then left that company and became a server administrator for the largest egg distributor in the world, where I then left pretty quickly to become the network administrator. So overall, basically, I was going to be the next director of the Arkansas Public Service Commission.
Wow.
However, I got into artificial intelligence and I began agentically replacing the APSC, which is the last place I worked. I had created an agentic software that was capable of doing the whole agency's work. Needless to say that, yeah, they weren't very happy about that and
I bet
didn't
they
like
wasn't.
that. So 3 days before I was called, I was actually released from there, and therefore I got a phone call. It pushed me towards humanoid robotics. So our humanoid robotics in the world are as far along as people want to think. And when I got that phone call, I was driven to I actually did a lot of self analysis, as we talked about before.
Yeah.
And due to my children, I decided that I wanted to be the one, since I knew it was occurring as they called me, um, to continue the process and to make sure it's done correctly for all of us. And so yeah, that's a little bit of my background. And yeah, at this point, it's moving pretty quickly. It's 90 days in, and as we talked, I'm dealing with a lot of moving parts, so it's
Yeah,
fun.
absolutely, absolutely. So what in the kind of what is next for you guys? Obviously, Singularity System. So you say it's first 90 days, did you say?
Yes, yes, it
Yes.
started. Well, I started Singularity. So Singularity Systems. This week, I am going to be incorporating Singularity Systems. So Singularity Systems is going to change places. Right now, it is the research arm of my company, Cybersecurity Insiders.
Oh, I
I am
see.
going to be switching. I am going to be switching that to be the C Corp on top of my 8 LLCs. I'm going to have 8 different LLCs underneath me that are going to be dealing with robotics, artificial intelligence, quantum, my quantum labs, space, blockchain, and artificial intelligence. So yeah, I'm dealing with almost
Lots.
every aspect of every almost every aspect of modern technology is going through me, and
Absolutely. Yeah.
it's very interesting.
That is very, very interesting. I mean, obviously, you are clearly an expert in this field. So, for myself, I suppose, and for the viewers, I mean, if you were to kind of sum up what is AI, like what actually is AI, how does it kind of work? How could you describe that to somebody?
The way I describe AI is it's while everybody thinks it's plagiarism, while everybody thinks it's everything copying, it's not. It's being trained on all that aspect, and it is a neural pathway. So basically, the mimicking of a human brain within the architecture of a computer system is what is being developed when we train these systems. We are creating neural pathways within the neural architecture that we have created, the neural networks. So we are generating near brains is what is going on. And right now, these things are about what, 6 years old? They're children, and therefore we're developing pretty intelligent children. And that's
Yeah.
what's going on with artificial intelligence.
That is a very interesting way to put it. Okay, then. So when you come onto the agentic side of AI, how could you describe that? Would you describe it in a similar way? Because obviously that's not as old, is it? That's
No,
kind of
well, the way so agentic AI. So agentic AI was first released about 2 years ago by Microsoft AutoGen.
Mhm.
People don't realize that. People think it's just now coming out. So I've been looking at AutoGen since day one, and as I told you, I was replacing entire agencies with it. So the way I see agentic AI is taking that child and replicating it into entire teams. You are making businesses. You are making entire enterprises out of artificial intelligence. And I know for a fact, as I'm a DoD, a Department of Defense subject matter expert, Department of War, I guess now, it's subject matter expert, I have seen some recent memos. I know for a fact our government, along with probably 90% of the governments around the world, are about to be about 60 to 75% AI.
really. How is that going to work though?
I don't know. I really that one's a great question. Um, Honestly, the thing that concerns me most is our current economic system in regards to we're reducing job count by create. I mean, just and that is where my quantum labs are. That's what comes in with my quantum labs. So of course, when I got this phone call, I was working already on quantum artificial intelligence,
Yeah.
and from there, I was told that that which is already going to be replacing jobs is also going to be paired with robots to bring them into the physical world. Therefore, blue and white collar jobs are going to be affected. So, uh, I'm talking about every single job in the world currently being affected. And so that is an immense power. And I mean, it's obviously going to take a few years to ramp up. But if you were watching, so I'm not sure if you watch any news, but Elon Musk this week announced 10 million units per year, so 10 million humanoids per year. And he's talking about sustainable abundance. So that is his new term. Sustainable abundance is what he's pushing for, which is giving the robots away to the poor, giving them to farmers so that we can produce unlimited crops, ensuring that humanity is able to live without work.
Wow.
And that's pretty much what's going to have to happen. And what that allows and what that is bringing to me is, as I have told you, that's what I've been thinking about. I started my quantum labs so that I can expand human thought. Um, Obviously, the quantum world, we have the capability to expand material sciences. We have the expand capabilities of science itself. New physics can occur. I actually spoke with the lead researcher at L'Oreal, so the makeup company.
Yeah.
They're doing quantum research for. They want to change the color of the makeup simply by doing this. The color of your face could change.
But
Yeah, they're
what
doing some neat things.
Yeah, so sorry to
Go
interrupt.
for it.
The term quantum, like what actually does that
Hmm.
mean? Obviously, when you say you've got quantum labs, like I genuinely don't know what that means. So I'm curious.
Okay, okay. Yeah, most people don't.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a bit
so
of like I hear the word
no.
quite.
Well, no, and that's what it is. Most people hear the word quantum, they don't actually understand. There has not been a single technologist to date that has actually been capable of achieving quantum computing. Nobody's had access to it. I am the first to get access to it just because I pushed hard enough.
Yeah.
Um, And what it is quantum computing is using quantum physics. Quantum physics is a different way of thinking. So, right now, in the world of quantum physics, time doesn't exist. You are alive, you are dead. Sorry, my dog got in the way. You are alive, you are living, and you're dead all at the same time. So,
Wow.
you're literally, yeah, there is no time. All those events are happening at the same instant. I mean, there is no time, so you can't say at the same second. But so they have recently discovered you can edit the past. Your deja vu is the future coming into your present, and that capability, when paired with computing, is the capacity to predict any outcome. You have the capability to literally predict the future with quantum computing. And that, of course, hurts cybersecurity as far as you can predict the encryptions. You can do everything. And so, yeah, that's what quantum computing allows.
Wow. That is mind blowing. I really didn't expect that. Interesting. So
I'm sorry.
yeah, you mentioned that every industry is going to get kind of disrupted by AI. You said white collar and blue collar jobs. So what is there
I
anything,
do.
I mean, do you think this is going to be in the next couple of months, couple of years? Like how long do you think this will take and what jobs do you think will happen soon?
Uh, Artificial intelligence is already, as you know, impacting huge numbers of fields. There, you're seeing Amazon Web Services, you're seeing Meta, you're seeing all the major players dropping their programmers every part of themselves by 25 to 50% right now. You introduce embodied AI, which is a physical robot, meaning that is the next generation of artificial intelligence. It's called embodied AI, and it's where you put a artificial intelligence into a robotic. And so the robotic is fully run by the artificial intelligence. It is the brain of the artificial intelligence. That's
So
what
it's with
I'm having to
physical
create.
robots.
Correct, correct.
Yeah.
The physical being the robotic itself. And
And what will they actually do? Will
so
they do tasks that like people will be doing
sh-
normally?
what won't they do? They're
Really?
going to do every aspect of life. They're going to be doing doctoral work. They're going to be doing mining. They're going to be doing warehouse work. They're doing shipping. They're going to be doing yard work. They're going to be doing farming. They're going to be doing everything that a man does currently, only with the capabilities to lift 500 pounds, the ability to run faster than us, do everything better than us. It's an interesting world.
That is such
That
an
and
interesting one.
well, you asked about length of time. Elon already has the robot. These things are here. The artificial intelligence is a little behind. The artificial intelligence is actually what's holding it up. I say 2 years, you will see the first robots. You will see the
Really.
first fully autonomous, able to do everything in the world robots. And then in 5 years, because it does not take long to produce these things at all, you will see hundreds of millions of these things.
Wow. That is
Hundreds
crazy.
of millions.
It's a
And
very
it's not just America. It's all, as you know, it's China, America, India. The developed worlds are pushing this very hard.
that is
So
very interesting. It's a very entrepreneurial world right now, isn't it? I mean, what do you think?
it
Like the
is.
average person with a job, like what are they going to have to do? Like, what do you think that's going to mean for the world? Like, surely that's disruption.
It is. It's major disruption. And honestly, I have no idea. I have a group of council. I have a council that I've been putting together due to this phone. I mean, just everything I've been pushed towards.
Yeah.
You are right. You're working towards eliminating the economy almost. I mean, it's like how do you replace the economy? You have to analyze all that. And I foresee the future being jobs in tech, engineering, sciences. Like I said, quantum computing is going to be vital in creating new materials, new sciences. Those things that we create are going to be the jobs of the future. It's not going to be current jobs. Current jobs are going to be completely eliminated.
So
And the economic system, maybe as well. I don't know.
that's interesting. So do you think that people with normal jobs will just have to kind of reskill and just become, like you said, do the jobs in that kind of industries and sectors? Do you think that's?
I
I mean,
do.
that's kind of all that can happen, isn't it?
Unfortunately, it's crazy because, as you know, humans aren't good at changing. And
Yeah.
so, yes, it's going to be a mass chaos for a minute. I mean, I can't see it not being unless
I mean,
somehow we are able to. I
I
mean,
mean,
sorry, yeah, unless we're able to influence the world in a vast way to allow. I mean, and that's obviously why I do what I do in LinkedIn, but I need to find a bigger way because I need to talk to a lot more people. And yes, I mean, that's one reason I'm doing these podcasts. That's one reason I'm doing everything that I'm doing. It's to achieve the knowledge spread that I'm trying to achieve. And it's an important one because there's a vital situation going on right now that's not vital situation, but a situation going on that it's vital that we pay attention to, that we make sure we do it correctly, that we make sure we push humanity in the right directions, or we're
because I
going to
feel
end
like
up in
this is
some
not
weird.
common knowledge, is it? Absolutely
No, what's
not.
that?
I feel like this is not
No,
common knowledge,
no,
though. Yeah.
no. Well, no, it is not. It is not. So I mean, like, you'll of course see some high level technologists like myself, and my partner on my company is named Chuck Brooks. He's the advisor to the Homeland Security in the Vatican. Some upper level people are pushing it out, but no, it's not. I mean, honestly, when you get to thinking about robotics, you see the Chinese playing soccer. In all reality, robotics are capable of doing everything. I mean, everything a man is capable of doing. You are literally achieving in almost a better format with the robotic system. I mean, it's obviously stronger. It's obviously not capable of talking back and not capable
Yeah.
of doing a lot of things in certain occasions. But so you're dealing with some interesting situations, and it's very advantageous for an employer trying to make profit.
Yeah. I would agree with that one. So, what do you actually think is the biggest opportunity right now inside of AI? Like, what do you actually think that would be?
There's so many. Um, well, you're right in the sense that it is an entrepreneurial world right now. I mean, right now you have the capacity to go on to programs like Replit, VS Code, Cursor, so many that are just capable of instantly producing anything you want with the programming just already done for you instantly. It's
Mm.
just the capacity to create companies instantly. I mean, it's an amazing capacity. As you know, I started small. I started with myself. I managed this business with artificial intelligence, and I grew it to what I am now, which is I have now the former director, or yeah, the former coordinator between the White House and the Kremlin communications on my team. I have the advisor to the Homeland Security and the Vatican on my team. I have the former director of Homeland Security on my team, General Dynamics Information Technology director on my team, and Verizon Security. So I've been able to achieve some interesting things with the capabilities that artificial intelligence is allowing. And so
That is
it's a time, yeah, it's a time for y'all as the next generation to just take it and run, man. It's a good place to be.
very good place to be, but it's just like, where do you even start? Like, it's just so much to
Okay.
take in, isn't it?
No, it is. And so I am actually not working on large language models. So the
Interesting.
large language model, which is what y'all are using, which is what everybody is using, yeah, is not what I'm developing. I have to actually go beyond that. I have to. So here's a question for you in this podcast. What would it require for you to trust a robot with your kid, with your grandparent?
Ooh, that is a great question. What would it require? I'm not sure. Obviously, I mean, proof of concept, but you'd always still have the kind of fear factor, though, isn't it? Like,
Doubt.
because
You'd always have doubt.
yeah, you would always have that.
Yeah,
Like, would you just leave your son with a robot? I don't know. Maybe if like loads and loads of other people had done it, but like you wouldn't want to be the first one. I mean, is that kind of how? Is that what you've got to get around and bring to the marketplace, essentially?
there you go. Yes,
And
sir. That is
how are you
exactly
going to
what
do that then, Aaron?
I have to achieve AGI. I have to achieve the artificial intelligence that is capable of understanding human emotion, capable of feeling what humans feel.
And
And
how
so
are you anywhere near doing that at the moment? Because obviously, I use some AI
I
tools
am.
myself, and obviously, it's a completely
Yeah.
different game what we do and what I do. But for example, voice agents, right? So like
Oh,
you
yeah.
can get like, the voice agents, but like they're still not as good as they could be. Like you said, I don't think they still handle.
No.
I don't think they can. What's the word? Take in emotions and tone and like show empathy and stuff like that. So it's interesting you say that.
They not only that, but some of the voice ones still have that robotic sound, like
Oh, 100%.
and
Yeah.
it's like so no, you're absolutely right. I'm pretty fortunate in my connections, as I told you, with who's
Yeah.
working on my programs. Um, I am going to be working in coordination with some of the higher level research labs that have been doing this for 25 years. So, while people think artificial intelligence is brand new, it's been being done since 1950. I mean,
Yeah.
literally since 1950, it's been being done, and we are dealing with, yeah, systems that no one has ever touched, but the world is about to see quite clearly.
That's
It's
so.
it's it,
It's an interesting time, Aaron. It's so interesting to hear
it
this.
is an interesting time, man. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, who, so obviously I'm a normal guy. I am a guy that I told you my background's pretty much normal jobs. Just,
Yeah.
yeah, one of them was a little higher than the other, but in all reality, I got this phone call and I looked at the technologies where we are today and I said, wow, this is crazy. Because, I mean, you're dealing with sci-fi. You're dealing with everything that sci-fi has predicted coming into reality.
Yeah.
And so
It's
it's a new world. It's a new world, brother. And
it's
so
fascinating to hear because like I feel like nobody knows this stuff, but it absolutely is. And obviously hearing what you're saying, like it's literally going to reshape everything, literally everything.
no, no, and you are probably one of the first 1,000 people to hear this. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. I feel
You're
honoured. I
you're
feel like
definitely yeah, well, yeah, you're one of my first podcasts. I've told a few other people. I had one other podcast, but that was in the middle of the night, and yeah, no, you're one of the first. It is a real. We're in a real time. It's an event where it's changing. I mean, everything, as you can see, just artificial intelligence is changing everything. So the way I put it yesterday, and this is the way I see it,
Mhm.
is artificial intelligence is giving us the aspect to the world that the quantum world basically doesn't have. We're getting time. So the time that man could never, like, we never had the capability previously to program everything in a day. And
Yeah,
so it's giving us an immense time that we never had. And it's just an amazing potential.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
it's
Okay, so
truly able to change everything.
let's talk about singularity systems then. And obviously, you're
I'd love
90
to.
days in. You say like, what is the kind of plan? Obviously, you want to grow and grow and grow. I mean, how are you actually planning on doing that? I mean, have you got any? Obviously, it's a new venture, but have you got any kind of plans and predictions in place?
Yes, I do. Um, As of this week, I have partnered with AMD, I have partnered with IBM, and I have partnered with Titan Space. They are a space company that is going into space by 2029. I have partnered with KU Innovation Park, which is where I'm opening my lab as well. And I'm in talks to partner with New Jersey Economic Development Association, which is um, basically in charge of all new economic development in New Jersey. So they're going to try to get me into all universities as well as 12 labs up there in which they're partnered with Microsoft. I'm in addition to that, as I told you, I'm opening up my labs in university systems so that due to the effect that I'm having with the robotic, I can expand the world of quantum. And that I was named top 10 in the Europe this year. Europe is actually doing amazing things with quantum, and so I'm taking that capability that I have to access the quantum world, and I'm trying to help man with that one because we're in a world where everything's changing, and they're gonna need something to do, as you know. So, um, yeah, I mean that in coordination with my development of the robotic. So, I have multiple calls actually directly after this phone call to get funding for up to $100 billion, which is obviously an astronomical amount of money.
A lot
But
of
I've
money.
already asked for five. Yeah, I asked for 5 billion originally, and they came back to me with a message this morning saying think bigger. So
Wow.
I'm gonna think big, and yeah, and so yeah, that's Merrill Lynch, Bank of America slash, and another one's in another company that I'm not going to name, but the first one's a big one, so I'll name them. Um, yeah, it's a new
What,
world, Finn.
what do you
I
what
didn't
do you
think
do
I
with
would
that
be.
money once you've got it? What's the kind
What's
of
that?
thought? What do you actually do with that cash once you've got it?
See, it's funny. So some of the people that are working on with me are like, "Wow, you're a billionaire instantly." I'm like, yes and no. I mean, instantly I could pay myself that, obviously. I'm telling people I see myself making about 100,000 a year, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe making 100,000 a year, and the rest of it is going directly into full production. I am going into expansion across every university system in the world. I have partnered also, in addition to those partners I just mentioned, I have also partnered with a hydrogen power plant in
Interesting.
which, yes, yes, they have hydrogen power, of course, but they also have graphene as a byproduct, which graphene is the next generation material going to be capable of doing so many things that we're needing in the world. Next generation electronics, camouflage, bulletproofing, various aspects for the defense world, various aspects for the space world, Air Force. A lot of areas are going to be affected by graphene. Um, so I have that in which I'm going to be doing a ton of research, and that's going to cost a gobble of money. Um, and then I am also going to be most likely having to develop my own quantum computer, which is going to consist of both photonics and classical quantum computing, which is, of course, very cold, cryogenic, to negative 243 degrees Celsius, or Kelvin, rather. Very cold, very cold. And so, yeah, I've pretty much earmarked every dollar already, and so that's what's crazy. $100 billion is already spent.
That is crazy, and you haven't even got it yet. You must be the quickest
Yeah.
person in history to spend 100 billion.
Well, that's I've actually been told that. I've actually been told by the director of Homeland messaged me the other day. He's like, first of all, I don't know how you got the money, and then I don't know how you're spending the money. It's like, yeah, it's just both wild, the speed that I've achieved it and
Absolutely.
this
Hats off to
the
you though, because
speed
like
that's
you said, you've done it very, very quickly.
No, I mean, as an actual structured business, it's an insane speed. I mean, I started Singularity. I launched it, I believe, officially on my LinkedIn in March.
Mm.
March. I got this phone call in June, so June to now, it's what, 5 months? Not very long at all. 4 months. Yeah, very short time span.
Very short time span. Okay, well, this conversation has absolutely fascinated me. It's been very interesting. But listen, Aaron, I mean, for the viewers and the audience and the people that are watching, I mean, where can they actually get in touch with
Mhm.
you and find you? Like, what can they actually do to get in touch with you?
Sure, sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. So obviously, I do, as I met you on LinkedIn, my LinkedIn is going to be, I get probably about 70,000 views a day. So messaging me, I get probably about 500 a day. It's hard, but I get to everybody. I do. Um, so messaging me on LinkedIn, you can get to my website, the linkedin.com and /in/ Aaron dash Lax, or just Aaron Lax I'm the one with the red hair. And yeah, yeah. And, hey, other than that, I can be reached at Aaron period Lax at cybersecurityinsiders.org. Um, and yeah, I mean, I'm not going to give my personal phone number out, but it's
Oh,
available to anyone that is yeah, no, it's available to anyone that needs it after a little discussion. So I
absolutely.
look forward to. I mean, honestly, Finn, I can tell you one reason I'm on this call is yes, to educate the world about what's here, what's coming. Another is to find people because this is an effort. This is a monumental effort. I mean, I am, as you know, having to develop multiple technologies that just don't exist right now. Just
Yeah.
are imaginations, just an imaginary creature right now. And so I have to find people with that imagination capable of creating it. And
One
it's
of a
it's
kind.
a unique yeah, they're unique people. They're very unique people. I've met a few of them. They're good. I probably need a few more. So
Yeah.
I'm here to introduce myself and to see who we can bring in and see who we can inspire because this is an impact that is going to be felt globally. It may be I mean, honestly, yes, I'm doing it. There are 8 companies doing this as well. I mean, that I know of. And that's just in the United States. I got this phone call. It pushed me towards it. Um, Artificial intelligence is not ready yet for it. And so I hope those other people are doing the right thing, and if they're not, let's hope that they don't win.
Yeah,
Let's hope that I'm the
absolutely.
winner. Right?
I hope you're the winner
So
as well, Aaron. Absolutely. Well, listen,
no,
I
no,
really,
Finn, I'm telling you, I got this. So I will tell you that when I got this, I spent a couple of weeks just, do I want to move forward with the project? Do I want to actually submit to this project? I have kids. I have
yeah,
two kids that are going, that one's 11, one's 14. War is real. War is going to be there. There's going to be potential drafts. Who knows? I can potentially stop the drafts. I can potentially put a robotic system into defending people, and I can potentially help humanity by creating a humanoid robotic capable of understanding emotion. So
really,
that is going to potentially help with childcare, elderly, medical, as I told you, supply chain, warehousing, agricultural, every aspect of the world. I've also just entered space with my Titan space contract, and he's wanting to develop new medicines in space, literally microgravity medicine generation, so that, because in space, when you're generating things, there's no air. There's no air to create bubbles within the substrates that you're doing. So you're able to create unique architectures up there that aren't capable of being done in
really.
a gravity environment. So
So
doing some cool things.
cool things, really cool things. You've blown my mind a little bit. I kind of knew it was coming, so I braced myself for it. But
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've everyone I talked to the first time, or the first real dive in, it's just like, oh he's
yeah, you're gonna
doing
send me
more than
down the
we
rabbit
thought.
hole though. I'm gonna be typing
Yeah,
and
he's
researching
doing
away
a
to
lot
see.
more than we thought. Right, right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my man.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Well, listen, Aaron, I really appreciate you coming on the podcast, brother. Yeah,
My,
thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I'm sure we'll be catching up soon.
definitely,
Thank you.
most definitely, Finn. It's always good, and I truly appreciate it, and look forward to talking to you soon, man.